Welcome to AutoSens, the world's leading community for ADAS and autonomous vehicle technology development. We create best-in-class events, training, and information for the purpose of connecting the global community of engineers, scientists, and other automotive industry experts. We are joined now by Leif Jiang, CEO of Nodar. And Leif, welcome to AutoSens. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Leif, tell us what sets Nodar apart from other players that are currently in the AV landscape right now?
Well, high-resolution 3D sensing is the core technology unlocking automated L3 and L4 driving. And there are many companies competing in this space: camera, LiDAR, and radar. We take a unique approach at this, replacing hardware with software. Sensors that essentially use wide baseline stereo cameras, and our software can take that and convert that into high quality point clouds. At the end of the day, we are after safety, reliability, and resolution, and our vision is providing safe 3D vision for all cars.
Let's expand on that safety aspect a little more. What advantages, Leif, does your new object detection product called Grid Detect? So talking about Grid Detect, what does that bring in order to enhance accuracy and safety?
Yeah, so safety is equivalent to range. The farther you can see, the more time you have to react. And at first, we were looking for object detection software that could handle 200 meters and beyond, and we simply couldn't find it. Much of it was limited to just cars, motorcycles, and pedestrians. But in fact, you need this software to work with any object, any hazardous object on the ground, be it timber, bricks, tires, and any sort of road debris. And so Grid Detect allows us to do just that. We can take the output of our stereo vision cameras, which is very dense, and process that so that we can find objects as small as, for example, 15 centimeters at 150 meters. And this is critical because it needs to meet the new UN R157 regulations for L3 automated lane keeping systems at 130 kilometers per hour. So the key here is seeing any hazardous objects and seeing them far away, and this is what Grid Detect offers.
Leif, as we're talking here, the seasons are already changing, and that means adverse weather conditions. It's fair to say that one of Nodar's strengths is performance in such challenging conditions. But Leif, can you explain and elaborate how your technology would maintain accuracy even in adverse weather situations?
Yeah, and this is one of the big complaints about camera technologies in general. How does it work in bad weather? And so we've gone about this in a very rigorous way, testing our system in a automotive environmental test chamber, simulating fog, simulating rain, simulating different lighting conditions. And our stereo matching software is special in that it can discern subtle features in reduced contrast from these type of weather conditions. And we've recently presented results how we have been able to see through zero visibility fog, where zero visibility in this case is actually 45 meters. This is fog at levels where most human drivers will pull off the road, and we're able to see objects that have very low contrast, as well as in heavy rain. And heavy rain is defined as 25 to 50 millimeters per hour. We do well in those conditions because rain is largely transparent, and cameras can pick that up, whereas active systems such as LiDAR and radar struggle with interference type effects. So in addition to the ability to see subtle features, we also have built into our software what we call the confidence map. This allows us to know when our estimates are degrading, and this allows us to make an informed decision on what to do with that particular data in a driving scenario.
We're speaking with Leif Jiang, CEO of Nodar, talking about real-world driving conditions. We've covered weather, Leif. Let's talk about driving at night. So similar question here. How do Nodar's solutions excel when it comes to delivering accurate results at night?
Yeah, that's the other Achilles heel of camera systems, right? Is how does a camera work well in night conditions? And so we set out to attack that problem as well. This is not the case anymore, that cameras don't just work just daytime, but also in nighttime conditions. Mainly in the past, it's been poor choices for optics, poor choices for CMOS sensors, and most importantly, poor choices for software algorithms. But this has all changed. We do have now algorithms that work very well in low light or high noise type imagery. We've done an experiment where we've rented an airport runway. And this is in a part of the country where there are no lights, so no stray lights. And just using the headlights of the car, we were able to demonstrate detection of a 12 centimeter timber block, or 4x4, at 130 meters, compared to a long range LiDAR that could only detect it at 50. We also did things such as like a black box or a pelican case at 160 meters detection range, and 200 meter detection range to a child. The LiDAR was only able to detect these objects from 50 to 100 meters. And this is somewhat of a surprising result, right? Showing that cameras could detect longer range than LiDAR at night.
Leif, when we're talking about maximizing performance like this, which your solutions and your technology do, they maximize performance in these challenging conditions. How do you accomplish that, though, without compromising on quality to still deliver a cost-effective solution to the market?
Yeah, so the neat thing here is that we're just using smart software solutions that run on mass-produced commodity components like cameras and SoCs. The pricing of cameras and automotive grade compute is following the typical Moore's law of reducing every year. And so it's just a very scalable solution. Software improvements are typically exponentially faster than you can do hardware improvements. You can roll out improvements without changing any of the hardware. So, for example, we've doubled our frame per second in a single year, which would be very hard to do if I were designing a hardware sensor system.
Leif, looking forward, looking ahead, maybe in the months or years, however far out you'd like to go, but what impact do you see Nodar making in the automotive industry and in the field of autonomous driving in the future?
Yeah, the goal since when I started this company has always been the same. We want to bring this technology to every car. We believe it is reliable and scalable. And we want a future where everyone can benefit from that, not just the luxury market, not just a couple of robotaxis. And to truly make an impact, we need to have a technology that can scale and be widespread. And we feel that cameras coupled with advanced software is exactly what can achieve that.
So well said. Leif Jiang, CEO of Nodar, joining us for AutoSens. Leif, thank you for being with us, for sharing your thought leadership and your expertise. We look forward to seeing you in Brussels. And then, of course, we'll look forward to being able to maybe catch up virtually like this one day soon in the near future. But until then, thank you for being with us.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
For more in-depth interviews like this, subscribe to the AutoSens YouTube channel and follow AutoSens on LinkedIn. For more information on our world-class events, visit auto-sense.com. That's auto-sense.com. In Detroit, on behalf of AutoSens, I'm Carl Anthony.